Hey guys, it's Tuesday. I know that you guys have learned about our topic for today in math. It is something that you have learned in Mrs. Cocalis's class. And here is the word that we're going to be learning more about today. Who can tell me what this word says? Excellent job. This word says symmetry. Now, what in the world does symmetry mean? Let's explore some shapes together. I wish we were together so that we could bring out pieces of paper and fold them and see if they were symmetrical or not, but we don't. So what I might suggest is, as we're going through this section of the chapter, again, you can trace some of the objects that are in the book, and then you can actually cut them out and fold them in half to see if they are symmetrical. Let's take a look at some of these shapes. Open up your student textbook to page 332. Should look like this. We're going to read this together. So today we're going to be looking at two vocabulary words. We're going to be looking at symmetry and line of symmetry. If you want to add these to your math wall, go ahead and do that. All right. Let's take a quick look at this leaf. Now that dotted line right in the middle is called your line of symmetry. That's basically where you would fold this leaf so that when it is folded in half, all of the points and all of the areas of the leaf are exactly the same. So this maple leaf is symmetrical. Because if I were to take both sides and I were to fold these in half, it would be the same. Let's take a look at the bandana. What is this line called? Excellent, Beatrice. That's called the line of symmetry. And remember, the line of symmetry is the line where it could be folded so that both sides are symmetrical. What about this circle? Is that symmetrical? How do you know? Well, let's take a look. We're going to look at the line of symmetry right down the middle. And if I imagine a paper plate, in fact, if you have a paper plate at your house, go ahead and go grab one really quickly. All right, welcome back. If you have a paper plate in front of you, go ahead and fold it in half, just like this on the line of symmetry to see if it is symmetrical. What do you think? Yes, a paper plate is symmetrical. All right, here's another one if you didn't have a paper plate. Go run and grab either a piece of paper or an envelope. Okay, put your envelope or your piece of paper in front of you just like this. And I want you to fold it hot dog style. Is an envelope symmetrical? Why or why not? Yes, it is symmetrical because if you divide it in half on the dotted line, when it's folded along this line, the halves will match exactly. So let's take a look down here at our definition. Let's read this together. Here we go. These figures have symmetry. Everybody yell out symmetry. We say they are symmetric. Each figure is divided into halves by a dotted line. When the figure is folded along this line, the halves match exactly. All right, let's explore just a little bit with lines of symmetry. So go ahead and turn your page to the next page. We're going to walk through this one together. It looks just like this. Okay, let's look up here first. Fold figure A along the dotted line. Okay, so look, this is their figure and they're folding it on the dotted line so it looks like this. She says, the two parts fit exactly, so figure A is a symmetric figure. Let's read this together. Everybody, here we go. Class, the figure is divided into congruent halves by the dotted line. The congruent halves fit exactly when folded along the dotted line. The dotted line is called a, everybody yell it as loud as you can, line of symmetry. Awesome job. Okay, let's take a look at figure B though. Fold figure B along the dotted line. The dotted line here is not a line of symmetry because look, this half is shorter than this half. They are not congruent, are they? These two parts do not fit exactly. All right, he says, just to be sure, trace figure B, cut it out, and then fold it in different ways to see if it still has a line of symmetry. Do you guys think it does at all? I don't think so. You cannot find a line of symmetry on figure B. So figure B is not a symmetrical figure. Let's take a look at this problem. This is going to be our problem of the day. Whoop. Which dotted line shows a line of symmetry? First, recall what makes a symmetric figure. Then, trace and cut out each figure. Fold along the dotted line to see if they are congruent halves that fit each other exactly. I'd like for everybody to pause the video, and I want everybody to trace these three shapes, cut them out, and fold them on the line of symmetry to see if it is symmetrical. Then write your answer on your whiteboard. Pause the video. Excellent. So you should have said both A and C are symmetrical. B is not symmetrical because when you fold them in half, their sides and their halves are not equally the same. Okay, they are not the exact same. Okay, let's take a quick look at student textbook 335. It's going to look like this. It's got some fun shapes on it. Okay, for number 1, it says, choose the symmetrical figures. So you've got a leaf, you've got a music note. So your leaf kind of looks like this. And you have your line of symmetry right down the middle. Okay. Then you have a musical note. With a line of symmetry here, it says. And then you have an arrow pointing straight up. And you have a line of symmetry right down the middle. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Out of these three shapes, which shapes are symmetrical? Pause the video. Okay. If you said the leaf and the arrow were symmetrical, give yourself a round of applause. The music note is not symmetrical because if I were to fold this, look, this side is higher than the other side. So this is not symmetrical. Let's take a look at number 2. It says list the symmetrical figures. Everybody go ahead and take a look at those. You've got a triangle, a hexagon, a rectangle, a trapezoid, and another trapezoid. All right, go ahead and write down which ones. The boy has a suggestion. He says you can trace and cut out each figure, then fold it in various ways to see if it has a line of symmetry. So if you'd like to do that, go ahead and do that and pause the video. All right, if you said shape R, shape Q, and shape S, you are correct. Those are the only 3 shapes that are symmetrical. Because P, the triangle, that does not have a line of symmetry. Look, this side is way longer than this side. And then if I were to look at T, my trapezoid or my quadrilateral, I could say, look, is this symmetrical? If I fold it, is it going to be the exact same? No, this one's kind of like the music note height. The height of this quadrilateral is different on this side than on this side. All right, nope, that wouldn't be it. Let's take a look at number 3. Decide which of the dotted lines are lines of symmetry. Pause the video and write it on your board. Okay, you should have said A. There's your line of symmetry. You should have said C with a line of symmetry here. And you should have said D with a line of symmetry also here. You guys are doing great today. Go ahead and open up your workbook to page 207. You are going to be circling the symmetrical figures today. So I'd like for you to do page 207 and 208. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, here are your answers for 207. And here are your answers for 208. Excellent job today, guys.